Hello. In prior videos, I shared what executive presence is and how to begin assessing yours. Now, as a quick reminder, executive presence is based on three things: how you communicate, how you act, and how you look. This whole communication element of executive presence is based on 5 different categories. The 5th one is what I'll talk about today, and that is the degree to which your verbal communication is clear and concise. We've all been on the receiving end of a conversation where somebody's trying to explain something to us, and for a while, you're keeping track, you understand, but by the time they're finished, you got lost. Whatever they were trying to tell you, their point they were trying to make, you're not sure what it was. It's all too common when somebody's trying to deliver an important point, but it gets lost in the message if it rambles on too long or if it has multiple points to it. That's why the military and NASA spend so much time teaching the art of main point communication. Main point communication is just that. It's focusing your communication on the main point to make sure that that's what your intended audience hears and understands. In this video, I'll share some tips to keep your communication tidy, short, and impactful. As best you can, identify your main point and remove any unnecessary information. If you try to pack too much in a statement or a conversation or a presentation, you run the risk of sounding confused or unsure or not being prepared, which diminishes your executive presence. If you have more than one point to make, share only one thought at a time. Be aware if you start to move on to a new point without landing the first one. Just pause, catch yourself, and finish that first point. Say it once and be done. Don't ramble. We often feel pressured to fill silence. Be okay with silence. In addition to making sure your verbal messages are clear and concise, you also need to realize that the tonality of your voice matters. The way you use your voice makes a big difference in your perceived charisma and confidence. Your voice is an instrument. You can and you should learn to play it better over time. You may not like the way you sound, but I suggest adopting the attitude of just doing the best with what you have. Making just tiny adjustments in the way you use your voice can have a big impact on the way people perceive you and the way your messages land. Airline pilots are taught through a lot of practice how to speak in relaxed, deliberate calmness to keep people at ease during severe storms. You can change. You can work on the way your voice sounds. Here are some tips to make you sound better, more concise, and more confident when you speak. Slow down your speech. Talk slower than you think you should. Use pauses. Pauses are very powerful. They make people feel like you know what you're talking about, like you're in control, like you're a thoughtful person. When you talk too fast, it makes you seem nervous or unsure. Sometimes excitement causes you to talk faster. That's fine. Monotone delivery can kill your credibility and your relatability. It's good to have variation. If you're talking fast, it should be obvious that there's a reason for it, that you're excited or that something is different. It's really good to be animated. Just don't overdo it. Another tip is to lower your tone just a little bit. A higher tone makes you seem younger, less experienced. You just need to adjust it a tiny bit. Reduce hesitancy words in your communication. Hesitancy words are things like, literally. These are just fillers, these words, and they make you seem unsure and non-confident. Of any one tip I have in anything about helping you be more clear and concise is to put much more time into your delivery and less time into your content. Most all of us, whether it's something we're working on presenting or just a conversation we know we have coming up, we always think about what we want to say, what we're going to say, what we're going to put together in a slide. We don't think about how we're going to deliver it. The delivery is what matters as much as the content. Poorly delivered content, no matter how good that content, can have much lower impact than what we designed it to have. Practice your delivery. Practice. Have fun. Be silly. Role play. Do it on your own. Pretend you're somebody. Pretend you're the other party. Listening to what you have to say. The more you practice, the better you will be. The more you'll cut out words, the more you'll get to your main point. A great way to practice is to record yourself. Record yourself giving your pitch, giving your presentation, talking to the person you're planning on talking with. Pretend you're in a meeting. Record this, go back and listen. Critique yourself. Be easy on yourself, but critique yourself and see what are you saying or how are you saying things that you don't like. Consider recording your actual communication when it makes sense. It could be a presentation, it could be phone calls, it could be going back to conference calls that were recorded, and listen to how you're speaking, listen to your delivery. What are some of the traits and behaviors that you do that you really like? And what are some things you wish you didn't do? And start working on those. Finally, consider being courageous enough and humble enough to invite others to give you feedback on your communication. Don't want to take yourself too seriously. If you're serious about getting better, but also lighthearted about it, people are much more likely to give you honest feedback. But here's the deal. When they give you that gift of feedback, take it, don't defend, nurture it, thank them, don't push back, just take it and absorb it. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching.